Okay, so if you guys see, these are the requirements. So if we start off with the first requirement, what does a constructor mean? Well, a constructor is essentially, basically a method. So we want a method called shopkeeper in this. So if we just go here, all we do is public shopkeeper. Oh, sorry. Public shopkeeper. And all we want to do is, what do we want to do? Taking one parameter corresponding to its name, the constructor must also initialize account to a field default account object, and you're not allowed to define any new fields or methods. And we can modify inheritance hierarchy. There are two types of shopkeeper. We don't really care about that for now, so let's do that. Okay, so first we have shopkeeper, and we want to have this name parameter. And we want a default account, so account default. Now where does this name come from? What does it mean? Well, essentially, if we look through all the files we have, we see something called, is it here? Doesn't seem to be open. We see something called user.java. Now in user.java we get the name, and we essentially, yeah, assign that name. So how do we get this in here? So we use something called super name, but we don't know where to call it from. So all we do is we say extends class user. That's it. And so now we can super this name, and it should all be good. Now, that's the requirements for the first thing. All we did was we made a constructor that initializes a default account object. So that's all fine. Now we want first time and big corp. Actually there's an error there. It should just be called big corp. Sorry about that. So big corp and first time. So if we look at the next requirement, we're looking at first time shopkeepers. So if we look in here, it says first time shopkeepers behave like regular shopkeepers, but they have an additional integer attribute representing their new company ID. You must implement a constructor to make sure first time can be instantiated, taking their name and new ID as parameters in that order. Okay, seems simple enough. All we're doing is we're just making another one. So missing a semicolon there. And we're taking again a name and the NID. So string and int. And then again we want to super that name. And remember, they behave just like regular shopkeepers, so we just write extends class shopkeeper. Yep, we forgot string here. Hopefully that makes sense to you, makes sense to me, but let's see what the next requirement is. In that order. That's it, literally. String name in NID. That is pretty much it for this one. So now let's go to Big Corp. Let's see what the next one is. Big Corp are like regular shopkeeper, but they earn a bonus every time they make a deposit. You must implement a constructor that makes sure Big Corp is instantiated. So let's do that. So again, it extends the shopkeeper. We have a bonus rate and this, so we want to just make a new one. So we have Big Corp. And essentially we want to make it so it takes in, what does it take in? Name as a parameter, and we want to set the accumulated bonus, so we're just going to take in a name. So super name again. And then we want to make their bonus 0. This dot bonus equals 0. That's that first bit done. You must also implement a method deposit. Okay. So now we just want to make a new method deposit. See, there's already a method deposit. By making a new deposit, we are overriding that method. So when we do public deposit, and let's say just amount that we're going to deposit, that has to be an int. We're actually overriding the deposit in shopkeeper. So if we see shopkeeper has a deposit, but as soon as we do this, we override it. So to avoid this, all we do is super dot deposit and amount. So essentially what this is saying is that you still do the regular stuff in the old deposit. I don't think you need do you need this? I guess you do. And we also want to do something with the bonus. So increase the accumulated bonus by 0.1% of the deposited amount. Very easy. So and we want to times it by the amount, and that's it. Next one is landlords and staff get 5 shopkeepers. So if we just go to landlord, first time, oh, is landlord not open? Okay, so if we go to landlord, they can only get 5 shopkeepers. And we want a list of shopkeepers. So all we're gonna do is new. Well, actually, we don't even need to write new. So we want to do shopkeeper, and just call it list, and equals new shopkeeper, and we're just gonna do max shopkeeper in here. And that's made our list. Now all we're gonna do is So we just want to assign 5. So to assign shopkeepers, it should be fairly straightforward. Well, in agent, they're probably going to get what's it called, a client. So if we actually look at the test cases, it does give you clues as well. So anytime you're ever stuck with something and you need to debug, you can look over here, and as you can see, you add a shopkeeper, and when you add shopkeeper, you take in a parameter, etc. It's a very straightforward once you get the hang of it. So public agent, I'm just gonna have a name in here, and we're gonna make sure it extends the user class because these are users. And we're gonna super name in here. I'm not sure that this is necessary, but just if there is an error, we know that would be the error from where it came. So now we'll just add in these add shopkeeper and get shopkeeper. So add shopkeeper. Actually, we don't need to do that. Public add shop. And then all we're doing is this. For actually, if statement would be more appropriate. If num is less than 5, that should be good. Then all we want to do is we actually want to add it on, so then we just do list easy. Oh, what did I do? Landlord. Okay, and that should be fine now. And then all we want to do is, after we do that, is we actually want to increase num shopkeepers by 1. And that's how you would add a shopkeeper. I feel like we could do this dot list and it should not make a difference. Okay, public get shopkeepers. Yep. That should be fairly straightforward. We want to return that list, so we're just gonna do shopkeeper. That should work. Oh, why did I drop my phone? Sorry very much if you heard that. Give me 1 second. Okay, also remember, because we're using this, we might as well make this private. We don't want anyone else to know. But yeah, so that's that. Because we have a max 5 here, that means we're gonna have some null. So we have to go back to our bits where we deposit. So if we go back to shopkeeper, we only want to deposit if it's not null. So if account not equal to null, because we will have some null accounts, then we can do this. Same thing here. And yeah. Let me just check that all's good. Yep. Then we can return that, else return null. That should work there. That should be good. Let me just check all of the methods are good. Okay, that should work now. So now we can just go to banking app. I'm not sure. Let me just try it anyways. Yeah, that should work. I will just add I didn't open it as a project. Build project. Is that going to work? It doesn't want to run for some reason. Give me 1 moment. Okay, anyways, let's just Java see this. Oh, what is going on here? Sorry, it's my test cases. They might not all work. Oh, I guess you don't need to add extends class, you can just extend like this. Sorry, we don't need the class bit there. And landlord, yeah, extends user, extends user. Okay, what was the other error? A bunch of missing semicolons, as always. Super name. Oh, here. This here should be landlord. Sorry. Give me one moment. Sorry about that, I'm back. What was I saying? I was just saying, yep, we don't need that. We have some errors here. Forgot that. I think that should be fine. Now let me try this. Sorry, these are small errors. Let's get them sorted quite quickly. Big corp, that's fine. Oh, big corp still has extent. That should be fine. Hold on, I need to resave these all. Okay, this needs one. What else am I missing? Public deposit. Oh, need a void there. Public landlord, and we can take in a name. Sorry about that. But yeah, that should be fine. Let's try it now. Java C. Down to 2 errors. No required string. Found no arguments. Oh, sorry. Forgot to add voids to them too. And that should be good. I guess it doesn't want us to extend user here, so we don't need to. And let me Java see that. And that worked. So it's compiled fine. But we need to actually run it now. And all we're gonna do now is to just, because it's compiled, Java. Actually, I'll just get rid of the Java C. Class was not found. Class was not found. Which class? Sorry, it's just because. Hold on, test 1. That should work now. Okay, I mean it works. It's just because the class is named something else for this reason. But the test should pass. That should be called first time. This here should be called Big Corp. Landlord. Let me try it now. Yeah, basically. It should all work. But essentially, what happened was that we didn't use the right kind of names, I guess. Otherwise, it should work fine. I could try and run it from here. Hold on. I haven't even uncommented the others, but hold on. Yep, it just doesn't want to work today. But it does work. The tests don't want to work. I'll get them fixed, don't worry. But, Yeah, I'll get them fixed. I don't know why I can't find test 2, but maybe it's because these were not compiled. Hold on. I still need to compile them files. I don't know. It doesn't want to find these, but it does work if you follow these methods. So just remember, if we go through it, what we added, we nothing to account, but nothing to banking app, but big corp. You just adding this deposit, and you're just making this here too. First time shopkeeper, you're adding this in here. Landlord, you're just adding this here. And you're just adding this here. But this should be fine. Shopkeeper is very straightforward too. Just remember this: if account is null, then you don't want to do anything. It should work, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you. Sorry if you could hear coughing in the background, and have a good day.